The government has unveiled a package worth around £164 million for young homeless people in England. The Community Secretary Ruth Kelly has said she wants to see an end to homeless 16 and 17-year-olds being housed in bed and breakfasts.
Yeah, her plans involve setting up a national network of supported lodging schemes and more family mediation services. Well, joining us to discuss the initiative are Jane Slowey, who's Chief Executive of Foyer, that's a network of accommodation for young people, and also Cheryl-Lyn Hawes, who lived in one of the foyers herself. Jane Slowey, first of all, how welcome is this money that the government are putting in?
Oh, I think anything like this is very welcome. We're really very excited about the government suggesting that they do something more around youth homelessness.
Why is youth homelessness such a big problem? I mean, why are these young people homeless?
Well, about 60% of young people who come and live in foyers come because relationships with their families have broken down. And that's a big problem for lots of young people. And they often find it very difficult to stay at home. So one of the things that the government's proposing is to support young people both in their relationships with their families through family mediation, but also to provide them with somewhere to go when things do get tough.
What was your situation, Cheryl-Lyn? You were homeless.
Yeah.
Just tell us how you ended up being homeless.
It was just due to like family breakdown and the problems of being able to pay for affordable housing, because
so you felt you couldn't live at home, but you couldn't afford to go anywhere else?
No, I couldn't. So, there's a lot of issues that can cause it, but my one was family breakdown. And
did you ever actually live on the streets, or was it more sleeping
it was
on
more
people's sofas?
It was more sleeping on people's sofas and then going into like a stopgap accommodation where you're there for 2 weeks and then either you find something or you can't basically stay there for a long period of time, so it's just a stopover basically.
And I suppose, Jane, in a way these people, these teenagers often are homeless at a very crucial time in their development. I mean, they need help with training to get jobs and so on.
That's absolutely one of the things that's most welcome about this announcement today, and that is the emphasis being placed on, supporting young people who are homeless is about a lot more than providing a roof over their head. And the organisation that I work with has been supporting foyers across the UK for about 12, 14 years now, who already provide accommodation that's linked directly with training and personal development for the young person. So it's great to see this being recognised, the work that foyers are doing being recognised, and many foyers around the country have been ringing us up today and saying this is brilliant, and we know that there's a lot of demand for this kind of service.
So you basically just too much demand, that's why you need the money?
Absolutely. I mean, Manchester Foyer, for example, has 61 beds, and they have about 20 young people approaching them a day for support.
Okay, I mean, to Cheryl-Lyn, what was the specific help you got?
I got training, life skills, healthy eating, from simple healthy eating to being able to budget my money, to being able to access training courses, to be able to learn to drive. So the foyer, it did act as a kind of educational thing for me as well, because they supported me, they advised me, instead of just being housed there and, oh, you're just there, they actually get you motivated and you actually do things. You're not just sitting there waiting, thinking, oh. So there is opportunities, but they need more funding and more support.
How did you find them?
I actually got referred through Stopover, so I was one of the fortunate ones. I mean, you hear stories of hostels and, your things being broken, being attacked and things, but I was quite fortunate to have a decent housing associations, because obviously they've got policies, procedures to protect you.
Jane, do you think that it's enough of a government priority, homelessness in general, but also youth homelessness? I mean, we hear a lot of talk about the National Health Service, about education. Homelessness doesn't tend to be one of those sexy government subjects that you hear discussed a lot.
Well, I guess you would expect me to say that there needs to be more focus on it.
Yeah.
And, obviously, at the end of the day, the thing that will tackle homelessness is more accommodation. But in the case of young people, growing up in the 21st century is really difficult, and it's tough. and young people who haven't got the support of their families often need other support as well. So it is important that there's more accommodation, but it is very, very important that young people who are trying to bridge into independence are actually supported in doing that through the training and the learning.
Okay, well, Jane Slowey, Chief Executive of Foyer, and Cheryl-Lyn Hawes, a former homeless teenager. Thank you both very much.